Hello, it's Mr. Whately here. We're going to look at how to calculate the volume of a rectangular prism, an extension of standard 7.G.6. It's a 7th grade volume geometry standard. Okay? You guys have seen this before. Rubik's Cube. I had one in the 80s when I was your age. How many little cubes make up this Rubik's Cube? Count them. Good. Well, hopefully you came up with 27. Oh, the wind's got my paper here. Hopefully you came up with 27. In a way, that's the volume of this rectangular prism. Volume means how many cubes are able to fit inside the figure. So if you imagine this had little glass edges or something, the volume of this, if we were to fill it up with cubes, the volume is 27 cubes. So the volume of that would be 27. How about this? What's the volume of this Rubik's Cube? It's a special Rubik's Cube, I guess. And the base is 7 on the edge and 7 on this edge. So how many cubes are made up, are contained within this figure? Well, you're probably going, okay, at 7 times 7 is 49, and then you're counting how many layers. How many layers of 49 do we have? That's exactly how you find the volume of a rectangular prism. Whether it's beautiful like this, like the one I drew, whether it's like this that you might see in a textbook, where you have you find out how much, like you did on the Rubik's Cube, it was 3 by 3. This, though, is 3 by 2. And then you calculate how many layers. Or whether you're even checking out the volume of a cereal box. Again, you find out how much is in each layer, and then you multiply that by the number of layers. So, we're going to get into calculating the volume of a rectangular prism. Okay? So, here's how you do it. Basically, to calculate the volume of the rectangular prism, you take the, let's say this is, 8 inches. This over here is 6 inches. And you're basically going to find the area of the base. Find the area of the base. And to do that, you've been doing that quite a few times, to quite a few different shapes. So we'll find the area of the base here. We would take the 6 and we would multiply it with the 8, and that would tell us that the area of this base is 48 inches squared. Okay? Very much like we did here. You counted, okay, I got 3 here and I have 3 there. There's 9 in each layer. Okay? Well, so far I have 6 inches times 8 inches, and I've got 48 inches squared. So we know for this figure here, each layer holds 48 squares. Now to find the volume, you basically see, okay, if this is 48, how many 48s do I have? And that can be identified as the height of the prism. How many layers of that base do we have? So let's say this is 12 inches tall. Okay? So we would take that amount, the area of the base, and then we would multiply that by, let's say it's 10. We would multiply that by the height of the prism. Okay? Again, these are inches. This is 10 inches high. And then I'm going to multiply. So we would get 480 inches squared times inches to the first is inches cubed. The volume of this rectangular prism here is 480 cubic inches. That's how you do it. You know, you might see, oh, in 5th grade, it was like, oh, the volume is length times width times height. Well, basically, you know, for you guys, big boys and girls, volume of a prism, okay, is this. It's the capital B, which is base area, times the height of the prism. Okay, so that's kind of your general overall volume of a prism formula. All right? All right, so we'll do a couple more. Let's do this one, okay? To find the volume of this, we're going to find the area of the base. To do that, area of the base there, we're going to figure out how much the area of this figure is here. I'll try to color coordinate it. So, and then we will take that, 3 centimeters times 2 centimeters. We will take that and multiply it with the height of the prism. In this case, it is 6 centimeters. Okay? And you can do this in your head really quickly, I'm sure, but again, I want to spell out to you why this is the way it is. 3 times 2 is 6, times 6 is 36. Centimeters times centimeters times centimeters is centimeters cubed. Okay? So the volume, the amount of cubes that will fit in here would be 36. There'd be 6 in one layer, and there's 6 layers. Okay? We'll do one more together, and then I'll set you loose to work on your own. Okay? Ooh, Mama, I got some cereal. How much cereal is left? Well, here we have it. So the directions would be something like, find the volume of the cereal box. Okay, well, volume is equal to the area of the base times the height. Again, it's supposed to be a capital B. And capital B is typically known as base area. So it's the base area times the height. So let's do that. The base area is going to be 20 centimeters times 8 centimeters. That's going to give us the base area. Okay. So the base area is 160 centimeters squared. And then, since we did this, then we're going to multiply it by the height. And if you look at it, the height of this prism is 30 centimeters to the first. Well, if I multiply that out, gee, I don't know, what is it? I'll do the math off to the side. 160 times 30, 0, 0, 18. 3 times 1 is 3 plus 1 is 4. 4,800 centimeters cubed. Okay? So the volume of this cereal box is 4,800 square centimeters. Okay? So that's what's involved in finding the volume of a prism. You calculate how many squares make up the base. And then you would take that and multiply with how many layers, how many levels there are, also known as height. Okay? All right. Hopefully that made good sense. Take care in finding the volume of a rectangular prism.